And so finally I gave in to Chris and I said, you know what? Let's do a conference, man. Let's do it. And let's do it. And let's make the best conference ever.
For freshly brewed discussion on automotive sales and marketing, this is Coffee with Jason. The Coffee with Jason podcast is sponsored by Closer's Coffee. For that full-bodied, rich, sweet flavor with a bright acidity. Drink Closer's Coffee, stay caffeinated, and keep on closing. Find out more at closerscoffee.ca.
See, this is why I love jumping on video calls, because I never know where the hell we're gonna go. We're gonna reminisce about old friends, and then we're gonna talk about, fist fights in the middle of casino lobbies. And now we can get right into the main course.
Yes,
the Rockstar Automotive Conference.
Yeah, baby, boom.
So I gotta know, man, like the origin story behind this bad boy. I've heard bits and pieces of it, but I want to get it, right from the source. So how did this whole thing start about?
So it started from, it got spawned from two things. Chris had been talking to me. So Chris and I have been friends and business partners for years. We in another company, the Spanish one. So Chris had been saying, dude, let's do a conference, right? Let's do a conference. And I'm like, dude, there's so much work that goes into it. And then we gotta take the risk with so much of our own money. I was like, I'm not feeling it, dude. I'm out. I like speaking at conferences. I don't want to do the work. Because anybody that knows me knows I don't like hard work. It's not my jam. It's never has been. That's why I went into sales instead of manual labor. But I did a keynote with Google at Digital Dealer. I was kind of at the peak of my ego. So I did a keynote at Digital Dealer with Peter Lito from Google. It was great. Came out like a pro wrestler, spit water in the air. It was just shit show. But then I spoke at a couple Toyota Learning Labs with Facebook and Google, and all of a sudden my speaking clout started going like boom, right? I just started blowing up. Mm-hmm. And I applied to do a keynote at Digital Dealer, and I submitted it, and it was on leadership and the dire need for change.
Sure.
And I literally wrote out a 52-week training course that was going to be given to every single attendee, so that they didn't even have to write their own training. It literally had it scripted for them on the topic, openings, jokes. I literally wrote a year's worth of training, and I said, I want to help dealers embrace the fact that they're leaders again, right? Help them be the ones to teach their people. And I said, I guarantee this will not only make it the best digital dealer you have, but it will get you more people coming to the next one. Well, Digital Dealer kicked it, and they said, we're really doing panels this year. They weren't doing keynotes. They did keynote panels, which is fine. But the problem was they used my title and my description, didn't have me on the panel. So I blew a gasket, not to them, but quietly, in my heart. I was hurt. And so finally I gave in to Chris and I said, you know what? Let's do a conference, man. Let's do it. And let's do it. And let's make the best conference ever. And we said, let's do everything not what anyone else is doing, right? So we said, let's have dealers be speakers, right? That's number one, right? At our first one. Challenge is, there are more people you can also learn from. But at our first one, we called a bunch of our friends. Brian Armstrong, Bobby Heron, Mike Davenport, Jen Briggs, Eric Milch, Chris spoke on social. I spoke on leadership. And then Chris called me in a conference room. So this was November, maybe. November, December, something like that. Chris calls me in the conference room because he's watching Meerkat and Cardone's on. And Grant was saying, if you're not, he goes, you want to know who's doing it right on social? Matt Koenig. He's at Koenig Co. That was what I used to have as my handle, my company name. And he goes, if you're not following, you're an idiot. And so Cardone's hyping me up, right? Now I met Grant because I was sales trainer for Dealer Group, but we weren't close, you know what I mean? I met him a couple times. He's still one of my idols, and he's been a mentor since I was 19 before I ever met him, right? He didn't know he was my mentor, but he was. So here's my mentor telling people I'm the best thing since sliced bread. And if they don't follow me on social, they might as well just close their social media accounts. And Chris is like, dude, get in here. So I'm listening to this. I'm cool. I pull up Meerkat on my phone. And at that time, very few people in auto were doing live video. But myself, Grant, we were doing Meerkat and Periscope like multiple times daily.
Yep.
We did a telethon for Brian Armstrong and his wife for 12 hours. We went live every hour for 15 minutes. We raised like 18 grand for Tamara's surgeries and stuff. So like we lived on Periscope and Meerkat. So Grant all of a sudden goes, oh, hey, he's on. I'm going to cameo him in. And I'm like, oh, act like I'm cool. Right? So Grant cameos me in. I'm trying not to look like a fanboy, right?
Yeah.
It's like, bro, what up, Matty Matt? I'm like, what up, G? Right? So we're talking, and he's like, we're having a great dialogue. And then he goes, listen, bro, I want to do something for you, man. He goes, I don't do this all the time, but I just want to do something for you. You name it, I'll do it. And Chris goes, ask him to keynote Rockstar. And I was like, well, we're putting on this event March 21st it was, 26th. And I go, in Kalamazoo, Michigan, at the Alamo Drafthouse Movie Theater. And we'd love it if you'd keynote it. And he goes, done. I'm in. That's my birthday, and it's my birthday present to you. I'm in.
That's so cool.
Holy crap. So all of a sudden, we go from a bunch of buddies putting on a conference, and we round it out with arguably the best-known automotive sales trainer in the world. And he's doing it for free.
Wow.
Zero. Flew into Kalamazoo in his jet, 15 grand worth of his gas. Grant, Scarlett, Sabrina, Elena, Ryan Secco, Captain Ryan. And so the best part is Chris, because his balls are bigger than mine. So as soon as Grant says that, Chris picks up the phone and calls Gary Vaynerchuk's office. And he says, hey, listen, we're doing this boutique event in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Going to be like 75, 80 people. Grant Cardone's going to keynote it. I know Gary was just doing some stuff with Grant. We'd like to give Gary the opportunity to participate. I hear this from my office, and I'm like, I couldn't have heard that correctly, right? Gary's 50 grand, right? So at that time. And I'm like, Jesus. And he goes, yeah, no, that's fine. You can give me a call back either way, but we need to get this buttoned up here in the next couple weeks or whatever. Click. I'm like, who are you just talking to? He goes, Gary Vaynerchuk's people. I figured, when's the best time to get close a sale after you just closed one? I'm like, cool. Gary's people called back and said, Gary's in England. Can you move the date so that he can do it? And we were like, holy crap. But we couldn't move the date. It was already on Grant's birthday. You know what I mean? So Chris goes, no, we can't move the date. It's on Grant's birthday. So they said, if you'll buy whatever it was, I don't know, we bought like 150 of Gary's books, the Ask Gary V book. He'll do an Ask Gary V show special for you guys, just for Rockstar, and he'll autograph all of them. Like he autographed all these Rockstar stickers for us to put in books.
Wow.
By hand. And it was actually the opener of his show, showed him autographing them and stuff. So Gary did this special Ask Gary V show just for Rockstar. I think it's on YouTube. You can watch it. Or it's actually right on our site. You can watch it. It was like 13 minutes and all these questions, and then he had answers. So here was our first Rockstar. We made like $500 when it was all said and done. We charged $99 a ticket. Every sponsor was like $1,500, $1,000, and we had like 4. So it literally covered the Alamo's the cost and the tip, and we had $500, and then we took all the folks that were still there to Shakespeare's Pub, and we all went and drank and played pool until 2:00 in the morning, and that was fun. And we're never doing it again. Like never. I'm out on this. Way too much work. And then all of a sudden, like a couple weeks later, Chris goes, dude, look at the traffic to our site. We had like 3,000 unique users hitting our site. And we were like, holy shit. And then the emails started coming. When's the next one? Who's speaking at it? How do you apply? And I was like, oh, dude, tell them never. Like,
never.
I was like, oh, man, you know how much work it's going to be. And we couldn't do it in Kalamazoo again because it's shitty to fly into. It's expensive. Like, so then we started talking, and he's like, dude, we'll do it. We'll do it at the same time next year. So we're like, okay, we're doing it next year at the same time in Dallas, Texas. Well, like idiots, we didn't look at the calendar. NADA and CBT were like, NADA was 2 weeks before, CBT was a week before, and they paid to have Grant and Gary because we were the first auto conference Grant spoke at again when he stepped back into automotive heavy.
Yeah.
And part of it, I think, was him getting logistics so he could go, do I want to build my own deal, which he's obviously doing successfully on a huge scale with GrowthCon. But literally after that, so CBT went and paid both of them $50,000 each to speak at their deal. I'm like, that's cool. We bought $1,500 worth or $5,000 worth of books, and Grant did it for free, but okay. But our timing was horrible. So we had like 40 something people. at the second event. And I thought it was going to be a killer. I was like, dude, we can't afford to do this again. We lost money, right? We lost like $14,000 or something.
Yep.
Which when you're startup guys, like you got to know, a lot of people don't realize this about us. Like, so I launched Edmunds direct to dealer program for them.
Mm-hmm.
Classified, like I launched that. Before that, I was a successful sales trainer cars.com. So like six-figure income, launched a text marketing company, was making $250,000 a year to play with.
Mm-hmm.
Sold that, put anything and everything back in the Spanish company. So I was in startup mode again, like not in a position to lose everything. And I just lost a month of income, like a whole month of income, right?
Yep.
And then the texting stuff, because of compliance, like I sold it, but right before I sold it, I had a $60,000 client cancel. So the dollar amount for the sale went down by 80%.
Oh, shit.
And I was like, oh, Jesus. Yeah. And then I started another company, sold it to someone who just completely boned me and didn't pay for it. So like I literally in the span of a 6-month period, lost $15,000 a month. Went like, boom, like that.
Wow. So
I was thinking like when we were going through stuff, I was like, I don't think we should ever do this again. Like, I love it. I love the experience, but I was like, I also have children to feed, right? You know, like I'm a dad. So like I have high school kids, and I was like, I don't think we could do this. But even after the small one in Dallas, it started blowing up. You know, a lot of people were like, hey, I couldn't make that because of NADA, but when's the next one? Da da da. And I was like, maybe we just need to do it in a city that we know everyone wants to go to. And so we said, let's try Las Vegas.
That's awesome.
And so we took the shot in Vegas, and the D Hotel has been really good to us. Derek Stevens, who you might have seen on The Profit with Marcus Lemonis,
Mm-hmm.
he owns the whole downtown project, or the downtown event center. The D Hotel is building a new hotel called Circa that's like 777 rooms, and like the tallest downtown hotel with like staggered pools on the roof. Like the guy is so cool. Time before last when we were there during the Stanley Cup playoffs, he had me and Chris and a couple of our buddies come to the Golden Knights opening game of the Stanley Cup playoffs at his downtown event center. So it's us and him and the mayor, and we're drinking drinks and hanging out with a super billionaire cat. And he literally said, "Look, treat my hotel like your hotel. Whatever you guys want, Sasha will get you taken care of. We want to have you keep coming back and keep doing events." So we have, and so that's kind of the birth of it. I feel like all of it until we hit Vegas was like it was still in the birth canal, right? Like it was it was great.
Work through it, build it up.
And now we feel like we've got the model figured out, and we just made the most massive change in the history of the automotive industry. And I'm sure I'm going to piss off a lot of people when I say this, but we literally made every Rockstar event for the rest of 2019 100% free. And we truly believe that because we bring in new information, we're doing it in multiple markets, we're eliminating a lot of the need for people to travel, and we're eliminating the cost of coming to an event. Our Vegas events are 2 days, but every other one is a 1 day, all day, hard-nosed boot camp, awesome event. I feel like we've in 2019 we virtually eliminated, other than NADA probably, we've eliminated the need for a dealer to ever attend any other event. And
but I think that's true though. I mean,
a lot of backlash in the U.S.
Well, yeah, but these conferences, like enough's enough. I mean, I've been attending these automotive conferences, for the better part of the last 10 years, and there's just nothing actionable about them. Like there's just really nothing actionable. In fact, actually, the content is the same almost every single time. If it wasn't for the networking, I wouldn't even bother going. It allows me to connect with existing clients, but it also allows me to connect with all my vendor friends. And then for me, it's just a great opportunity to go out and develop, and build content. But I there's just not. Dealers don't get the value from it anymore. And I think it is very bold and very big for you guys to come out and say that we're going to provide more value than any of the other conferences out there. So much so that we're just not even going to charge for it.
Well, and here's where the leap of faith comes in, dude. And a lot of people don't realize that there's like, oh, okay, it's free. Like, because they see other conferences as they're getting down to the wire, like giving shit away for free, right? You can come for free. You can stay in the super duper house, whatever. Like people give away shit for free when they're trying to fill those last minute seats. And the one thing when people say, what is Rockstar all about? Like, what is it about?
Yeah.
And our goal is to make sure people leave with a better quality of life than when they walked in. Even before this, we had 100% money back guarantee where by lunch on the first day, if you didn't feel like it was worth your ticket, come see me or Chris, we'll give you your money back. Like we were the only people that did that in the industry. No one has ever asked for their money back. So we were like, let's do it for free. But the leap of faith is that we've got to have sponsor partners pay for it. And we're blessed. If you look at our page, man, we have people that got in early with us who Flick Fusion, James and Flick Fusion, Craig Lockhart and Automax, Steve at Automotive HR, Steve Warner, like these folks that went, we're going to go on this ride with you. And like Tim James and Craig Lockhart, they're like, we're with you for a couple of years. I don't give a shit how many people show up. We're in because we believe that this is the future.
Is Craig going to be there this time?
What's that?
Is Craig coming?
Hopefully so, man. I don't know. Probably a lot depends on the podcast and the stuff that he's been doing now that they're working on. I know Jody and Anthony.
Are you going to go out there and record one in person with them?
I actually am. So I didn't realize it was in person. I was supposed to go last Monday. Like I booked the first. I was like, boom, I'm in. And then I went, oh shit, I just got back from Digital Dealer. I don't have a voice. And I'm like, yikes. So Craig sent me, he's like, just book whatever you want. So
I think I'm scheduled to go see him next month. I'm gonna just, it's for me, it's like an hour and 40-minute flight. So it's like, I can be down there, do it, and then fly right back in the exact same day.
He just texted me and asked if I had a few minutes. I'll tell him.
I'll tell him I say hi.
After this call with Jason Harris, who says hi. So yeah, man, like, I think you're right though. And that was the other thing that Chris and I said was we said, we started doing the same thing. We were doing booths at other events. And what we realized was, whether we did a booth or not, we were still getting the same ROI because of the way the other events were structured, right? They're on these trade show halls and people are clawing at dealers and nobody wants that. So we said, how can we create a better environment for dealers and the vendor partners? So we created Rockstar Speed Dating. And it's like, because
I've heard about this. I'm looking forward to this part.
You're going to be excited. Like
I am going to be excited. I am excited.
So all of our vendor partners are around the room. They're all in the same room. We limit it to 20. Like we limit the amount of sponsors to 20 in our events right now. So they're around the room, and our attendees always have known the reason our ticket prices were so much less than everyone else is because of our sponsors. So we set up the speed dating, and this eliminates the weirdness, right?
Sure.
When you come to a Rockstar event, first thing in the morning, we do this fun selfie session where we give away a prize, and everybody runs around the room during the duration of the song to see how many people you can meet and take a picture with. And then throughout the day, you upload those with the hashtag that we have, Rockstar Events. And whoever uploaded the most pictures gets a prize, right? It's fun. It's easy. The prize used to be free ticket to the event. Now we're going to have to give them something else free because the fucking event's free. But so the purpose of that was a couple things. One, get the blood going, get the attendees relaxed and ready to learn, and also to get them to meet everybody, right? So it's not uncomfortable. There's no need to awkwardly be like, oh, hey, I'm with TrueCar. Who are you, right? Like, it's like, okay, cool. I met TrueCar's people. They're awesome. We took a picture together. They're so fun. And the vendors are running around doing it too. So everybody's connecting. And then there's a couple speakers. And then before lunch, the speed dating happens. And we break everyone up in small groups in front of a booth. Mm-hmm. And the timer starts for 90 seconds. And the vendor partner has 90 seconds to tell you who they are, what they sell, why you can't live without them, and how to take action. That's it.
That's awesome.
Right? And then ding, the bell rings, and you rotate to the next one until everybody rotates through. It takes all of 15 minutes, but now everyone has met everyone and they know who they are and what they do. And so the cool thing is, the easy get off that a lot of conferences have gotten was like, look, we sell you a 10 by 10 square for $5,000. It's up to you to sell people. It's like, well, no, it's up to you to get people to the event, number one. And then, most folks are coming in flipping their badges around, or they're only coming in when it's time for the free drinks. Like, what are you doing to create engagement? Jack shit. Nothing. You're doing nothing for these vendors. And the vendors, like, they're trying everything, man. Like, freaking 2 years ago, there were naked body painted chicks in one booth. They were literally completely naked in thongs with nothing but paint on and walking around. And I'm like, what have we resorted to? Like, you just alienated every female in the industry, number one. You just got 82 of these old dudes smacked in the head by their wife. Like, what is wrong with you guys?
But that's what you have to do. I mean, I got offered, I got asked to do a booth at a recent conference, and I've done a booth before, and I got in trouble for the last time I did it because I gave away something I wasn't supposed to give away. Who said I wasn't supposed to give away little shots of booze? I didn't know it better.
Dude, we did the same. Same with Digital Dealer. They gave me a 9:00 session or whatever one morning, so we ran paid ads in Las Vegas to make sure people were at that session because we were serving Bloody Marys. We didn't ask permission.
See, I did. So
we bought half gallons of
shots of whiskey.
We did 180 people were in that room that morning.
Well, damn straight.
180. And we poured Bloody Marys for 80% of them. It was a killer session. And then we took them back to our booth and we were pouring Bloody Marys for anybody who wanted. Cardone came over, hung out for an hour, drinking Bloody Marys with us. It was great. It was great. So we've tried to create an environment that's I don't want to say, I'm going to use a cliche worde, edutainment, right? It's fun.
That's a good word. I like that. I like making up words. That's a really good one.
The doors will be locked until 9:00 when we start the show, or 8:30 or whatever when breakfast is open. People will be registering the entryway, get photos in front of the Rockstar banner. We got a photographer there, like, it's going to be doing all this stuff. And then the doors will kick open, the smoke machines and the rock music will be playing, and it'll be the most badass entrance you've ever had into an automotive event, because that's how it should be. And
that's what I want to come and document. Because I'm telling you right now, to a lot of the people up here in Canada that I've talked to about this, they have no clue. And from what I've been told, that it's like that, I am so excited to come down and document them and show them. This is what an American conference is. This is the shut the hell up, kick ass, take names, get shit done kind of a conference. Am I describing it correctly?
Only American conference.
It's like just get shit done, conference. All right. So if you were to give just so I got some video pre-roll to work with, if you were to give me a 30-second elevator pitch of why someone should come to the Automotive
Rockstar event. That's right.
Rockstar event.
Rockstar Unconference in Las Vegas.
I know the Unconference. That's actually what I was like. Unconference. The fuck is an Unconference?
It's the opposite of a boring fucking conference.
So what is that? What is that 30-second elevator pitch?
I would say this: if you want to get the best information from people that have not only done it in the automotive industry, but the best leaders outside of it, there's no place you're going to get it better than the Rockstar Unconference events. You're going to get real actionable stuff that when you go back to your dealership, you can put into play immediately to make more sales and make more profit. You'll learn how to lead better, coach better, serve your customers better, and most importantly, you'll leave with a better quality of life. You'll learn how to navigate your life better. And we feel if we can help people get a better quality of life, their business is better, their community is better, the freaking world is better, bro.
See, that's what I love about this. This sounds like this is a conference that is literally built for the audience, not for your own self-serving needs. It is for that audience.
It is, dude. It's built for humans. I mean, it sounds so basic, right? But the reality is, most conferences, their bragging point is, look at how we have 1 million speakers. Or other conferences are like, look at how many sponsors we got around the room, and every one of them speaking, half of them should never step on a fucking stage.
Yeah.
Right? Not because they're bad people, but because no one's taught them how to speak. And I've heard people, I saw one guy, some goober, made a video calling it the Cupcake Conference because we had the women who rock, right? We realized that there was a big gender gap. And I always say, like, I don't give a shit about gender. Like, I don't care. Like, if you're good, you're good. But what I also realized was almost everyone that spoke at our events were men. And most of our attendees were men. And I started realizing, I was like, we don't market in a female voice, because how would we? We're two dudes, 25 years in the auto industry, Chris with a decade. And so we said, we need, in order for this industry to evolve, we need to be inclusive of everyone, right? We look at people that are like, some conferences go, well, salespeople are in the industry, we don't want them there. We're like, that's your future leaders, man. We want them there too. So we started doing stuff outside the box. And some guy was off ranting and he's like, there's no closers at this conference. I'm like, Lisa Copeland had the #1 Fiat dealer in the country, and Marchione actually came to her dealership, which he's never done before. She's a fucking closer, Jack. Coach Sherry Wynn is a 2-time Olympic champion and a national championship basketball coach.
She knows how to get it done.
Yes. I mean, so you look at these people, that are coming to these events. And I just laugh because I go, everybody that tries to throw shade, none of them have been there. And the only shade they can throw is like, they want to just like beat their chest and act like, oh, there's nobody, like there's people outside of automotive. Sean Thomas, askamillionaire.com, has 1.3 million Instagram followers, 6 figures a month off Instagram coaching. Like Sean knows Instagram better than arguably anyone in the freaking world, save for maybe Ty Lopez or whatever, right? And Ty's already got a social following. He actually knows Instagram. He just goes live, and everybody that wants to be Ty and go knowledge, they tune in, right? And I love Ty, by the way. So like Sean Thomas, right? This is a multi-millionaire guy who is the most loving, humble human ever. He told me, he goes, I love what you guys are doing. If you ever want to use my property in Nashville, you can for free. Like I love Sean. Met him through Lisa, but what people don't realize is we're reaching in the auto industry and finding the best experts in every one of these areas to bring knowledge. And we're reaching outside of automotive and going, who are the experts that can help these dealers get a different viewpoint and evolve into the areas that they're unfamiliar with, right? As dealers, like all humans, we go where we're familiar, right? It's the same reason we go to a conference with coworkers that we dislike and we still sit by those assholes. Why? Because we're afraid to meet new assholes, right? But the challenge is if we meet new people, they might not be assholes. They might be great. And so we're trying to help dealers like engage in a different way. And by shocking the system, like, you know, sometimes we got everybody jumping up and down. We got music playing and you'll see people like jumping up and down. We went to a Tony Robbins event and the experience that we had, we said, we need people to feel this.
So that's the thing. I mean, you go to these conferences and it's like, who died? You know, whose funeral are we at right now? Like, it's a little ridiculous. It's like there's just no energy. So I'm so excited to go. You know, I'm really encouraging anybody up in the Canadian market to check this out. Where's the best place they can find out more information about the event?
So just go to rockstarinfo.com. We actually had 4 folks come down from Canada to the last Rockstar event. And it was so fantastic. But flights to Las Vegas are dirt cheap. LAS is the airport. But rockstarinfo.com. Tickets are free if you're GM, GSM, like in a sales manager role. Check the leadership ticket box, but don't come alone. Bring someone with you. I keep trying to encourage folks.
It's actionable. You can hold each other accountable for what you're learning at the event. I completely agree with you. I think it's
you put on events and you educate people, and the challenge is if only one person comes, they can't absorb all of it, right? But when you have 2 people, you know, you're stronger together. Not to take a hashtag from a political pundit I did not like, but when you have 2 people, like you are stronger together. You can work together. You can help people grow and learn. And you can do that. So if you're a leader, bring your second in command, right? Bring that other person, the person you're grooming at the dealership, bring them with too. And we still have a couple front row tickets left. So it's free to attend. There's a $95 upgrade on there if you want to sit in the front row, get an autographed Gary Vee book and a Rockstar hat, which is sick, by the way.
I know, mine's here in the office somewhere.
Yeah, that's right, because you got one down at the vendor summit. And that's another thing we do, man. Like people look at this. We aren't just another conference. That's why we actually stopped calling it a conference. They're Rockstar events that we put on. But just like, you know, we did a vendor education workshop down in Nashville. A lot of people talk about trying to radically change the perception of the industry and stuff. And I think it's cool, except we radically are changing it. We're not only helping dealers learn how to grow their business and serve people better, we're working with vendors and helping them learn how to serve dealers better. We think that, you know, collectively as human beings, we can all help each other grow and you can learn from everybody. And we want Rockstar to be more than just thought of more than just a conference and more than just events, but we want people to think of this Rockstar life. And that's what we're trying to help people build. And that doesn't mean you're going to go from broke to billionaire overnight, right? But what it means is if you leave our event and you go back and you go, you know what, I'm refreshed and renewed. I've got a new outlook and I have these 3 skills. Oh shit, man. I forgot to tell you the other thing that we do that nobody does.
What?
We have a deal with Sean Kelly, the car biz coach, and after Las Vegas, he is personally going to call every single attendee and at least coach them into putting one of the things they've learned into practice absolutely free.
Well, you know what? I'm going to do, Sean Kelly is doing the event with me May 8th. So when he's up here, we'll do a piece together encouraging everyone to come out to the Rockstar.
Love it, man. I would love it if you guys did that.
Yeah.
And I'm confident that they'll bring some great information back to Canada. And I'd love to still come up and be part of one of your events, man.
Oh yeah,
I'd
yeah.
love to.
We'll definitely get it. We got to get that organized for sure. And man, I am so excited. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me today. I'm really excited about putting this out there. I would love to, I'm excited to come down and experience and to document it. And I'm very, very confident it is going to be a rock star event.
Absolutely, bro. And I'm excited to have you. Chris and I are really pumped. So thank you so much for being part of that and coming down. And one more thing for fun. Monday night, Flick Fusion is putting on a party at Place on 7th. We've rented out this whole place. It's a new downtown little obscure joint. And we have an outdoor stage, and we've booked the band Stoked, which is a rock band, to play the outdoor stage, but they're also going to be doing live band karaoke. So you'll be able to not just come to Rockstar, but you'll be able to be a rock star at this event. You'll be able to get on stage, have a full live band, all the words on a screen still, and that band will be your backup singer so you can be a freaking rock star in Las Vegas. So you got to come, man. I'm
not gonna lie, that's my kryptonite. Like I'm not gonna lie. That's like if there was anything else going on, you just told me that one thing, I would jump on an airplane just to come down and do karaoke.
It's gonna be awesome, bro.
I get, it's like a lot of people go, Jason, you do karaoke? I'm like, oh man.
Brother, Tuesdays and Thursdays.
I'm doing a little hairband stuff. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yes. I'm so excited. Ozzy Osbourne and Lita Ford is my go-to with my friend Brad's wife, Kara. But yeah, dude, Joe Cocker, ask Joe Webb. Like little Joe Cocker is my jam. Like everything from Black Crows to Jet. I love it. I love it. Chris does not. Chris.
I can't see Chris doing it. He doesn't seem like.
He sang Tequila, and you say the word tequila 3 times in the whole thing. He did that.
I want to see Sean Kelly do it. I don't Sean Kelly bust out with some karaoke.
Dude. Well, and here's the best part. It's going to be so fun because to have this outdoor stage and this live band, you talk about some great footage and some great fun. Here's the thing. We know that the education is the most important part. We've already got that locked down with this great group of speakers. Now we're going to make sure that everybody not only has a great time learning, but that everybody has a great time while they're there. And I'm excited that you're going to be part of that, bro. Thank you so much.
No, thanks, man. I really appreciate it. We'll definitely follow up with this and try to put some more pieces together. I'll talk to Sean. I'll even reach out to Anthony as well, both Sean Kelly and Sean Welsh, see if we can get some pieces going. But yeah, I would love to see some Canadians there, and I'm super excited to come down and check it out.
Hey, man, we don't know the venues up in Canada, but we've got a lot of time this year, so we wouldn't be opposed to bringing a Rockstar event to Canada. If you got enough dealers that we can put in a room, we can always look at putting on an event up there, and we would love to do that.
All right. Yeah, let's keep that in mind for sure. 100%. That'd be awesome. All
Absolutely.
right, cool. Thanks, Matt.
Thanks again.
Have a good one.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
We covered a bunch of great topics today. What stood out most to you? Be sure to let us know in the comments section below. And don't forget to like the post and share it to keep the conversation going. You can follow Jason on all social media platforms by following Strategy with Jason. You can find him pretty well everywhere you can share content. I hope we were able to get you thinking. And until the next time, this has been Nathan with Digital Dealership Solutions. Have a great day.